Hey guys, we are back with another video. So, topic of today is I wanted to go over my Xi3 setup, but provide enough information to where you can apply that information to pretty much any kayak that you want to go with. We'll be reviewing like what I did on my Old Town Sportsman 106, but I'm going to provide enough information to where you can kind of just hit the ground running with any kayak that you could think of, one of the hobie PAs, the Mirage, or a bigger Old Town, for instance, or one of the natives. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy. So one of the first things we're going to be going over is the mounting plates for the Xi3 setup on these kayaks. So as of right now, we have the ability from on the market 2024. There's two main manufacturers that I believe make a really good product on getting these things mounted to the vast majority of the kayaks that are created right now. So we're looking at both One Objective and then also Catch. Catch has more of a limited selection of mounting boards, but at the same time they have a better material, in my opinion, to where there's no flex. So when you are trying to get power from your motors, there's no flexibility and you're not going to lose that power off the front of your kayak. Whereas with One Objectives, they're plastic, so you will get a little flex, but they do work just as well. That's personally what I use on my Old Town, because Catch does not make anything currently for the Old Town series for mounting any sort of trolling motor. So the next thing I'm going to bring up is the mounting plate for these Xi3 remotes. You wouldn't think that this is be something in the list of that I'm going through today, but highly recommend to get one of these. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where people have these the regular Xi3 remotes. Unfortunately, they're plastic, and where you tie in this piece of paracord to have this attached to your neck, it tends to break. So as you can imagine, that can be disastrous if you're out in the water. So just to get ahead of that, get this plate. That way you don't have to worry about it. You're not going to be worried that you could potentially break this on the water and it drop, and then you're basically stranded and you have to paddle back. The other thing I did want to bring up is that when you get these remotes, just go get some lithium batteries. Put them in here. Takes two AAAs. You do not want to be in the situation where you're out on the water in the middle of the lake or something and this remote dies. There's no warning that if this is low on battery or anything besides your motor not responding as efficiently as it should be. The screws are super small on this remote, so changing them on the water can be really difficult. If you lose one screw, you're going to have a big issue. So make sure, put some lithiums in. You can get actually I just bought an 8-pack for $14 at Target. So just get it ahead of time, and then you'll be way more relaxed out in the water. You're not going to run out of remote battery because it's that big of a deal. I would not want to be paddling back from where I end up going with this motor. So next item I wanted to bring up was the prop that I'm using on this Xi3. Comes with a standard Machete 3, which is a 3-blade, but I am swapping that one out to using the Katana. The Katana, in my opinion, seems to be a lot quieter, goes through the grass a lot smoother, whereas the Machete gets clung up in the grass quite a bit. I primarily fish in milfoil all over the Finger Lakes, so when I have this Katana Prop, it works really well. So this is what the Katana looks like. You also notice that my prop nut is a lot different than your standard that you get with the Xi3. So this prop nut I ended up getting off of Amazon. What it does is create a flat base on this prop, makes it so there's way less vibration if anything gets clung up, and also stops weeds from getting in front of this prop and making this shake erratically. Don't forget, if you get this katana, you'll also have a backup machete that also works with this prop mount. So make sure you have backups, pretty much everything, because you don't want to be on the water or during tournament day and running into issues where you can't resolve them quickly. So next we're going to get into the wiring of how I end up setting this up. So first of all, I end up using 8-AUG marine wire through this. What I end up doing is just buying a spool off of Amazon. It wasn't that much money, and then I just stripped out what I needed, and then I just more or less just ran it through my kayak, pulled it through with a coat hanger, and I was good to go. So for my setup, I ended up just using these like wilderness through hole kits. Ended up running this to a Anderson plug, SB50. Make sure that this matches what you have on your battery. Ran that through the top, through the Marine Co. 3-prong trolling motor plugs. Make sure you get this. There's a lot of items on the market that are not that great. You want a Marine Co. They work really well. The only issue I ran into with it so far was that I did not tie down the studs for the wires within the plug. That's just purely user error. It was my first time setting the trolling motor. I mean, that's gonna happen. So next thing, make sure you have a good battery. This is the Amped Outdoors 100 amp hour. Came with SB50 Anderson plug, and the charger that has paired up with it also uses this as well. It's in a Newport Vessels box that has a USB and a cigarette port over there. It's been phenomenal. Not too bad. I will say it's nice to have a battery box. It has a handle and everything with it. It's easy to move around. But get what you can afford. The other thing you have to factor in too is you do absolutely need a circuit breaker. I bought this box purely because it has a circuit breaker built in. I can just hit a switch, it'll reset the breaker if need be. You don't want to be in the situation where you have some kind of electrical fault within your system and it's burning your wires and it's never caught because you don't have a circuit breaker. Of course, it seems like there's additional pricing on top of buying your trolling motor to set up on your kayak. But you just want to make sure if you're going to be competing or going out on the water that you want to be safe, but also have enough confidence in your equipment to where you're not going to be constantly worrying about your trolling motor base breaking or your wiring falling apart. The less overhead you have to deal with, the better. That's why I splurged a little bit on some of these items, because I know for a fact that they're proven in the market to work. You can read reviews about all these products as well. I'm going to provide links below with everything that I'm talking about in this video, and if you like the video, feel free to comment, or if you want me to include more stuff about the setup, just let me know, because I'm trying to post more content to help everybody out here, because I know this is kind of like you have to scour the internet just to get relevant information for setting up one of these. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace.